I'm gonna put you through the ringer.
Okay, we are live. Welcome, everybody. Hi, my name is Tremaine Hayho. Today we have a very special guest, Steve, aka Rideshare Rodeo, in the building. What's up? What's up, Steve? How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Doing well, doing well. So today, Steve is going to use this expertise and teach us how to create a podcast from scratch.
Yeah.
From scratch, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, so yeah, let's go through all the stages of it because now, I've been in it for years. When I started, it was the start of the pandemic. Luckily, Jason Thierry from the Gig Economy podcast had been doing it for years, and he has his gig media company in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which does podcast like builds your podcast for other people too. So he's built a lot of these. And now there's so many different ways to go about it. It's kind of a thing where after going to podcast movement, being in this for years, watching my numbers grow like really big lately and trying to figure out what I've done right and where I like forgot to do something along the way. That's what we're going to go through today, is making sure that, because if you want to do a podcast, you can have one up and running for free in the next 20 minutes, and you can have it
Wow.
live on some platforms. Boom, there you go. And but that's the wrong way to do it. You
Okay.
really, I guess everybody should go in with the hope that something good is coming of your podcast.
Yes.
Like, don't just, or you can, but like, don't start. A lot of people start one and then just kind of quit, or they fall off their schedule. And the scheduling, before we even get in, I will tell you, scheduling is the most important thing. Whether you pick once a month, twice a month, weekly, twice a week, whatever you pick, you got to stick with.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if you pick like once a month and then you decide, you know what, I want to drop this other episode though, you just make sure that you label that. And we can kind of talk about this, but there's a way in almost all of the places that you would upload your podcast to label as a bonus episode. So
Okay.
whatever steps outside of your boundaries, if like on some late Saturday night, you're just like, dude, I got to drop this. It's in my head. You just do it as a bonus.
So before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to ask you a couple questions because I think that the questions that are coming into my head are almost probably a lot of what typical people that haven't started a podcast yet are thinking, and they're wondering, and they're all maybe they're having analysis paralysis, right? One thing would be like, well, what if I start a podcast and nobody watches? What
So
what happens?
that's one of the, so I've had 4 different podcast books given to me, like how to start usually people, even like a year ago when I was 2 years in, somebody gave me a how to start a podcast. One of the books that I got is like literally the best mechanism and way to like go about doing this. And you do it over 50 days, and you're not supposed to skip ahead. It's supposed to be start your podcast in 50 days. I think that we can I've kind of taken notes of where we can bounce around. I think where you're at right now is proof of concept,
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
what
Okay.
we would call what you're going through.
Yeah.
And for that, the simple way to do it is to go to, and I heard you saying on the other stream, Spotify. Yes, it's going to be on Spotify. Like your RSS feed, we're going to get it on everything. It's going to go to Apple. It's an Apple lets you monetize now to all the other ones. And so, but yeah, you're going to go to Spotify. You're going to, wherever your RSS feed, I'm on every pod player in the world. And if somebody can find that I'm not, I always say, let me know. I'll get on it by next week.
Wow. Oh my
So,
gosh.
I mean,
Wow.
that's helped me tremendously. Some I've had to hand submit, but it's when I say hand submit, it's not as difficult as you think. It's just an RSS feed, but it's figuring out who to get it to sometimes. But through wherever you're going to host it, like I have mine with Podbean. I'm wearing a Blueberry podcast hat from Podcast Movement, because this company is like state of the art right now. If you want to do a paid one, I think they might have a free one too, but
Hmm.
the paid one isn't even too much. But what they do have is direct integration with WordPress. So when you press a new podcast, it actually puts a page up, and you can style
Oh.
that page. So the whole thing will go up on a website or a WordPress site. Um, and it's just got a lot more advanced features where it's like, it takes a lot of the work that I do out of my hands. But for me to switch, I'm 3 years in with Podbean. They've been around for a long time. So
Yeah.
Um,
So for Podbean, is that paid? Is that free? Is
Mine
that
is paid. You can
okay?
so like yeah, so like the plan that Blueberry, because I talked to Blueberry for a while actually. Blueberry and Cisco are the two largest right now. Like they're the main ones that everybody thinks of. But Podbean is like one of the original gangster ones. They were like one of the first legit podcasting companies, and they're still like mine's monetized. I'm doing all that, but Podbean is still like definitely very robust and stuff. There were a lot of features, some on Cisco, but a lot on this Blueberry one that I would use that would save me a ton of time. But for proof of concept, what you're supposed to do is go to, so like Apple Podcasts is probably the best one to go to. You go there, and first of all, I mean, do we have a name? Do you have an idea of what you're looking to do in the podcast?
Yeah, so the name of it, all I got right now is Hey Ho Studios podcast, and then it would be talking about film other filmmakers, other actors, people that are in the industry, people that are having movies coming out,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So wouldn't it would be in the Hey Ho Studios realm. We could also go outside, the old realm because I've got friends that are doing their own thing with movies type stuff.
yeah,
So kind of like how yours is mainly gig economy, like
yeah.
mine's would be like independent film economy and stuff like that.
So so we've already done proof of concept then, because the proof of concept is, and you would think like, are you trying to find it super like niche where you can't find another? The first thing you do is go to one of these podcast ones like Apple, and I could go find 20, but they like are like, can you find one other podcast doing what you are trying to do? And it's a
Okay.
good thing if you can. So
Okay.
there are other people doing this. That's great. Proof of concept is done. So then we have to move into confirm uniqueness. So here's where you have to give and is it, let me see if I've got it here because I was trying to get all my, yeah. So there's and this is a actual term that's used in podcasting. It's called the UVD. It's the unique value distinguisher. And there isn't like a summary that gives you a number or anything. It's just a way of how do you, being unique is what will help you win. If you're not able to stand out or stand apart from thousands of other podcasts, then you will have a very rough road. So, like these are all timer set ones, so we don't have that kind of time. But like, here's an exercise that I had to do. Like, I'm going to present my topics differently by, so like, do you know how you would do that? Like, what are you going to do different?
I guess the only different, like the difference that we have is that I'm actually making the movies, like we have the experience of making the movies. I'm not just some random ass host that's just
Yeah.
having people that, I'm, like for you, like you're a you're a host, but you're also in the trenches as well. So, your stuff, and then you're going to conventions and stuff. So it would be stuff like that. And I do have conferences and stuff that I go to, like film related things. And
I think you would have a bunch of unique niches because of being the fact that like you do things like guerrilla marketing. You're very you're definitely independent. You have lots of those that help you stand out too. And then it's like you could take your podcast in so many different ways. But I agree, having the background of being a director, a writer, like being on top of all these. So then you're supposed to do your unique value distinguisher, your UVD, and that is like literally, like, if you could pick one thing that's going to be like a segment, or even if it's not every time, but something that's like, what is like one of the things you hope to talk about on the podcast the most, not the most often, but when you do, that's really what sinks in with people.
uh, probably films and filmmaking, like the
I
movies.
mean, but do you see it? I'm taking it like to another level. Do you see it being
Okay.
with like more underground writers, actors?
Probably most filmmakers and actors. Yeah, yeah, a lot of probably filmmakers, probably more filmmakers than actors even.
So it's like, yeah, so I'd think of it like a B2B,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and then you'll have your, and then there's like a part of this task is how will you add your personality to the podcast. So another thing I would say is make sure to go look at other, and they don't have to be movie ones, but go look at other interview podcasts in the music era or whatever, in any of
Yeah.
those, and kind of see what they're doing, because you already know your voice. Um, but yeah, let's go back to this list here. So, because
Some
okay,
podcast hosts I see are like really popular, and I'm like, man, this host is like, he's got the personality of a zip code in Kansas, you know. And I'm like, dude, but it's a popular podcast, so I can't knock at them, you know. It's like they're doing it and they get good guests. So,
so are you ready to roll without guests too?
I mean, yeah, like the whole idea would be to have a guest. I could go without,
I'm just
but
making sure, like, do you have guests lined up? And if there became, if somebody got sick and you couldn't find a fill in, are you ready to make that podcast? Because we're actually at that point where you got to pick format, frequency, and length. So
oh
like
right,
how long are you looking to make your podcast go? Like for a while, mine was all over the map. It's really helped me tremendously since I've shaved the Tuesday drop just under an hour.
okay, it's under an hour. Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
it for other people it could be 2. For me, it's like 1 hour is like an awesome podcast. It gets advertised on well. I can usually get all my stuff across in it.
yeah. You know, I figure the thing is I like to go kind of deep with if I have a guest. Thing is, if it's just me, I would go an hour. If it's me and a guest, I would go 2 probably, like the 2 tops.
But you could
Like,
do the recording, you know, even live, and then chop it up down to an hour.
yeah, I mean, I guess I have a lot of hesitancy to chop it up other than just doing like clips, because I know clips or shorts of segments of it would be
Mm-hmm.
important to do. Um, I don't want to do any more editing. Is the thing is like I don't want to like
Okay,
I
so if
wouldn't
you're
want
not
to
going to
chop
do
it up.
any editing, how often are you wanting to do it?
Probably once a week.
Okay, I think
Like
that's best, to be honest. I think if you get into by month, just twice a month or once monthly, I don't know. I know some people who do those. They definitely don't really get seen as well.
yeah,
Um,
and they don't gain all that traction too, because it's almost like, oh, I'm here once a month, every third Tuesday. And people are like, oh, what the hell is
but
that?
maybe
You know?
you could, like, I drop mine every Tuesday. I have never missed a Tuesday since I began.
Wow,
Like every
let's give them a
Tuesday
hand
at
of
7
applause.
a.m. I've missed the time before, but every Tuesday at 7. So I try to have it uploaded Monday night, and it's just scheduled, ready to drop everywhere.
Mm.
Um, but for you, so I would say like maybe you could do like a Tuesday podcast drop that's 20 minutes every week, and on weeks that and just keep it short with that, and then, or even a half hour. But then on Thursday is any week that you have somebody that you can interview, unless you think it's going to be every week. Those could be like bonus drop episodes.
Hmm. Okay.
But I mean, like if you can do it every week with a guest, great.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I
Yeah,
mean,
because I think if I pick a week, you know, if I pick a day, pick a time, say, okay, this is when we're gonna do it. This is when it's gonna be posted. There's 2 things I want to ask. So, is there? So you don't do live podcasts. You do
I do
recorded
some live
first.
too.
You do some live too. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So
So if
yeah,
you go, yeah, if you go,
because that's what I was thinking. Because then we could keep the schedule, and if the guests can go live with me, that would be preferential to say, hey, every
yeah,
Saturday this time we go live. And if they can't, we could pre-record it whenever, and then I could still post it up that same time, right?
right.
Or
Yep.
yeah, okay,
So if I go live though, I still have to. So RSS feeds for podcasts don't like live. They don't do that. They don't like,
oh,
oh,
I
he's
see.
live. Like,
Oh, okay.
but like what I can do is go live in Podbean, and then I'm
Hmm.
live on the Podbean platform, and other people can join in, all kinds of different features. But then if I decide I want to press that into an actual podcast, I can. Then it goes out.
Okay.
So it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
2 button touch. After you do a live, you can say, you know what, I want that to be a podcast, and you can just. So that could be the way you do it every week. You just record it, and then you just hit go live. You no editing, just
Can you go live on Podbean and YouTube at the same time?
You could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Is-
what I might recommend is I don't edit mine. I don't know if you know that. I don't edit mine at all. So
No. But you clip
mine are
you do
single
clips
take.
though sometime, right? You do some clips of yours, don't you? Or like some
Yeah, but you're
segments?
talking about on YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
no, my audio podcast though, it's never edited at all.
Okay.
And actually there's been some articles lately because I was working on getting rid of um uh um like I dude, you
Yeah.
start hearing that shit and like you can't get it out of your head, like
Yeah.
how much you're doing it when you go back to post or something. So now I just take it from as it is, but there's these great articles, and I learned a lot of podcast movement about how actually don't get rid of your ums anymore because there's so much chat GPT BS going on that people like the real stuff.
Oh,
And that's
interesting.
actually like registering with podcasts. So now it's actually gotten to a point where podcasting used to be, hey, make sure you edit everything, clean it up, get the ums and ahs out. Now they're like, dude, just single take it, post it. The human
Wow.
factor is like they'll rank you higher being human.
Whoa. Okay, that's good to know.
It's
Wow.
really good to know, and it's a big thing too because just 2 weeks ago Apple Podcasts started letting you monetize through them, which has changed the game of monetization.
Is that AVOD or is that pay per thing? Is it like advertise like they'll put
So
advertisement like you can
right now
monetize
I got
like you
like I was looking in the ones that are advertised. I got like 770 or 80 that are advertising with me. So it's like Rockstar, State Farm Insurance, but
Wow.
they're all through the marketplace. And so I'm trying to find my what's called a CPM rate. It's kind of like the CTR on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But so
CPM.
I'm looking for that CPM rate and how to get that correctly where it should be for marketplace. Because now, I was told I already should have known, but you're getting that many downloads in a gig economy podcast for that specific of a niche. They were like, you're killing it. Like you should be monetizing this. And I'm like, well, I am, but really all I had was it was on Podbean on the open market where like when you're signing up, it's like, do you want to be monetized? You're like, sure. Like 3 years ago, I did that and I've
Yeah.
kept it updated, but they do you these default like fraction of a penny type money. So every once in a while, there'd be like a head shop that advertised with me or something
Oh
like
yeah, I think we talked about
blastpipes.com, blah, blah, blah.
got a
And I'd see
420
like,
Tuesdays and
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I'd
yeah.
see I made like 4 cents on an episode or something.
Wow.
Now it's
Okay.
way different. Now they're like, now with the new Apple thing, they're trying to figure out my rates. So it's only been going since August 25th is when it happened. But since then, like, again, you and I know how it really works. It's not like you're making bank. Like since August 25th when it went live with the better monetization, I've made $19.
Hey, dude, that's pretty good
I
for a
mean, you and
week.
I both know that's actually not pretty good for getting
Well, because you got
10,000
you.
downloads a month.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But I mean,
pretty
but that's not a month's time. That's only like 10 days.
right.
So times four, it'll
But
be
it's
like 80
also, but
bucks.
it's also bouncing all over. You can tell right now they're just trying to figure out where are you like
Yeah,
I can't tell where I'm going to land. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like the people advertising, definitely one thing that changed on August 25th was like the level of players now because now it's like
No, everyone's on there,
yeah,
right?
I mean like anything huge. I mean huge. Like I heard I did a Curry episode where Curry was in the name of the episode and I went back and listened and they put a Bobcat excavator ad in there.
Oh wow, huh? Oh, is that are they tied together
Well,
somehow
yeah, because
or?
Curry's last mile construction site delivery stuff. And
Oh
so they
wow,
already had Contech and Curry like
dude, things are getting
keyworded in
crazy. Dude, that's
against
gotta be, dude,
Bobcat.
that's crazy, dude. Things are getting nuts, man. I'm
But it's
excited.
dude,
I'm scared. I'm excited.
this is actually a case where it's helping me a lot though. Like, dude, my advertising thing is just it's all changed now. Now it's like there's advertising on every one of my podcasts, and I've done okay to do the mid roll too.
Good.
And on the mid roll, you can place it too. Like, so it does an auto place, but I do place it because otherwise they don't chop it real well. So,
All right.
um,
Yeah.
but I mean, again, that's just the monetization part. So you have a niche, you have a great topic. I can see a ton of things you could do bonus podcasting with, which is a whole section here too. Like, could you do bonus? I can see yes, because if you have film releases or things of yours coming out specifically, I don't know. There's just never ending stuff. And now, really, though, is the naming, dude. This is big. You got to name the. I know you just want to call it. Hey, I get it, but you want to call it Hey Ho Studios.
Yeah. Well, you call yours Rideshare Rodeo podcast.
I know, dude, but take me 3 years back in the. And don't get me wrong, guys. I love the name,
Yeah.
but like I do on Thursday nights now, I do rideshare and delivery, rodeo podcast or roundtable.
Huh.
So, but on my podcast, it's still Rideshare Rodeo. But I've done two, like.
But that's pretty self-explanatory though, because if it's Rideshare Rodeo, you know, it's like.
But I talk about a ton of like courier apps and delivery these days. Like I don't talk as much rideshare.
It's not just rideshare. Okay.
In fact, I don't even talk as much rideshare. So it's kind of, mine is very much that people know who I am.
Yeah.
And learned. So like, if I could go back, like I liked the ease of it, but it's good to add in some words to distinguish what you're doing.
Okay.
Because Hey Ho Studios podcast is going to not, like, I get it. That's what I would have done too 3 years ago.
Okay.
But now it's like, you got to have like, you know, like even if it's the word movie, Hey Ho Movie Studios.
Okay.
Podcast.
Okay. Oh, how about this? I thought of one. Okay. How about Movie Moguls? Movie Moguls podcast.
Okay. I mean, so you don't want the word hey ho in there.
Like a movie Well, I mean, if we're going to take it out, Movie Moguls. Well, yeah, hey ho, I don't know.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, I mean, it doesn't have to be that, but like, you know, like Hey Ho Movie Studios. And I know that it's like right now it's all sounding choppy, but honestly, the better, you know this anyway,
SEO.
With most things, the better the keywords that you use, it really is going to help.
What about in the description? Doesn't that help? Like, so
it
if
helps.
I say, yeah,
it
okay,
helps. But I mean,
so if we say, but if we make it clear, if I go Hey Ho Studios podcast and it's like a movie moguls podcast or movie makers,
Hey Ho Studios movie podcast.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
There you go. Now you've added in the one keyword that's going to actually help you huge.
Okay.
Because without movie, it really might have got lost.
Yeah. Okay.
Because remember, it's going to be just, you're going to do it wherever you're going to do it. And by the way, to everybody that is here, like, or that is watching this after the fact, you can go to Red Circle and do these for free. Most of the people I've talked to, like when I went to this podcast movement, I met some people who have 15, 20 podcasts. And they tell me they try
20
out
podcasts.
They try out ideas on Red Circle because it's free. But if it does well, like in the first 10, 20 episodes, they're like instantly moving it off to a Blueberry, a Podbean, something.
Okay.
So with you, you know, you're pretty sure you're going to do it, but you can go the Red Circle way. I think it's one of those. How
about no Steve Hayho show? It's the Steve Hayho show.
But
the Hayho Rodeo show.
But you know, so the RSS feed is very important. What goes to Apple is huge, that it's getting to Apple. So that movie studio part will be big, but you need to make that decision if you want to pay for like a year. Cause I think you can get in at like entry levels for like $100 for a year.
Okay.
With unlimited.
With where? At which site?
At any of them. Blueberry.
Okay. Blueberries.
I mean, I use Podbean, but again, I really did a lot of investigating with all the companies. They're all pretty good. And I really liked this one.
Okay. Oh, wow. Will you be making a switch,
is $129 a year, but that's unlimited too. So like, I think Red Circle is free, but it's also unlimited. Well, I think what you'll find with every one of them, Podbean, Blueberry, Cisco, and there's a handful of others too that are good. But if you're going to find that you're going to get like 5 episodes or 10 hours for free.
Okay.
And then after that, they're going to say, now you got to get on a plan. Red Circle doesn't make you do that, but they have some weird advertising and stuff. To me, I think it's worth it if you're really going for it, to go for the investment. put the $100 in or whatever it costs, just pay for a year.
Yeah. Invest in yourself, guys. Invest in
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm still at that entry level account. I haven't needed to like go to the 50 or the enterprise 100, like any of that kind of stuff. I'm still just entry level, and I'm doing very, really well. So,
Yeah, you're doing fine. Yeah.
you can even do it from Red Circle. I just have a feeling you'll be moving it off quickly.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I think ideally if I could, wherever I start is where I could go for, so I don't have to switch it here, there, everywhere.
right? And because
You know.
you use WordPress, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, I mean, they'll even teach you.
WordPress.
They have these tutorials take like 3 minutes. I was watching them do that, and they're so easy on how easy it is to, like, when you're launching a episode, just have it press right to your website.
Okay.
No work for you. You just set it up all auto through there.
I like that.
So all these will be like posts too every week that come out and say, hey, new audio podcast, new audio. You'll be able to listen to it or download it from your website. And you can use a free WordPress, or you can use paid there. You can use the free one as no bad on you. So okay, so the idea phase, you've got that down. Recommended equipment. So this is where we get into, I think you're fine because you've got a ton of stuff, but like your mic,
Yeah.
I don't know even if it, like, using a different mic to be aimed at you and making sure that
Okay.
your guests, whenever possible, have good ones. But
Yeah, I was thinking about getting those one of those Shure mics.
Yeah.
It's like the one everyone freaking
this
uses.
this one is really good.
Yeah.
And it's an
Do I need
audio,
it? Should
it's
it?
an
Does it
Audio
sound
Technica
better?
2100, and these are $68.
No way. Oh,
Yeah.
Audio Technica is a great
Yeah.
or Technica is a great company. I mean,
Yeah, and if you look down here at the bottom too, it has an XLR, it has a mini, like all these inputs. So my headphones actually are inputted to the bottom of the mic.
yeah. I don't have an XLR though connection to my.
You don't need. I'm not using mine right now. It just
Oh, you're
has
not?
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No,
cool.
it's got USB-C. It's got everything.
Oh, great. Dope.
So yeah, I can
Awesome.
send you a link to that because it's not through
Please.
Amazon. It's through a company in Ohio that does these. But so yeah, I mean, you got to do the we got to pick which one you're going to go with, even if it's just in the beginning, Red Circle.
Mm-hmm.
But your podcast, you do need to like write a mission statement. I'm sure it's been a minute since you've done one. I would do it. I really would.
Okay. Okay.
And then you want to do a podcast intro and outro before you even start recording your podcast.
Okay.
That you're going to use every time.
Okay.
I mean, if you change it down the road, so be it.
Right.
But I mean, like,
but at least have
this will be your insert intro outro.
Okay.
You want to have that.
Okay.
It just helps to build people subscribing on all, because it's different than YouTube. You're on all these different platforms. It could be Stitcher, it could be CastPod, it could be there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pod players. Spotify, you'll be on Pandora, you'll be on Apple, you'll be on Google, so
sweet. Heck yeah. Hi Tony, hope you're feeling well.
Yeah,
Poor
Tony,
Tony.
get better,
Poor
bro.
Tony, get better, bro. Okay.
The kids got better quicker, so that's cool.
That's good.
But then you want to record a 5-minute episode about you and what the podcast is going to be, and you want to get that dropped on whatever platform you're going to use.
Okay.
And make sure it's distributed to the other platforms.
Okay.
It's good to have it, but it also tests your RSS feed to make sure it's distributing to all of them. So, I mean, that's really kind of where you're at. And then you want to, so then you want to record your first 3 episodes. And here's why I say that. So you want to record 3 episodes, and you want to schedule them out, like if whatever you're going to drop on, say Thursdays, this Thursday, next Thursday, and the next Thursday. The 3 you record, schedule them to drop the next 3 in a row, and then start recording when you can and get your next ones in a row. But it's good to not get, and this actually happened to me. So I fully get it. I didn't know about this, and I just recorded the first one.
Yeah.
Second one came around, I did it. And then the third and fourth one, I had like conflicts and there were issues or somebody didn't show or something. And so I still made it happen, but it's good to have the first 3 done at once.
Then you're 3 weeks out, and then you've got a bit of padding. You've got more time to schedule out.
Yeah, and you start seeing like, you in your stats. That's another perk of one of these. You'll see where all like what countries are listening, what states, what pod players are being used. So you can kind of go in there and see what other podcasts are being played and where you're being recommended. And there's lots of that can happen. But the other thing is that you'll listen to the first 3 and maybe you're already finding your voice for when you're now going to be week 4. Maybe you see some tweaks and changes you're going to make. And that week 4 is the week to do it, right? As you're just starting to get a couple people listening.
Right. Okay.
Again, you don't want to, I've done all the mistakes.
Yeah. We're learning from your mistakes.
Like, no, I mean, I got these kind of cool books, and going through these different day processes after I had made the podcast. So I did all this, but it was like, man, I wish I'd gone back and done it this way in the beginning. So, yeah, picking your podcast website, and by that, like even on Podbean, like I have I don't know if you can go to it, you can see it. If you go to uberliftdrivers.podbean.com, you'll actually see my landing page on Podbean as it is. And that's never used because it populates to all the pod players. But like you'll have one of these that they have like 10 different interfaces you can pick from for style.
Yeah.
And it just builds it like instantly. So yeah,
here it is right here.
So as you scroll down, but it connects to my website up at the top on the profile and all this other stuff too. But you'll get one of these on any of the pod players. So Podbean gives me this for free. You can download from here and play from here.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. But you'll have one of these too, but you do need to like lock in the name. See, again, like this is why my Rideshare Rodeo podcast, and I have the other one, but I actually have Rideshare Rodeo.podbean.com too.
Oh, I see.
But I put it up on this before I had the other one. Oh, and then they were like, you can't merge them. So you got to get this right out of the gate. Like that's why your Hey Ho Studios movie podcast .podbean.com or .whatever.com. And then for there, you can start integrating it to WordPress, or you can just use one of the template things like they give you here as your website.
Okay.
I mean, because this actually does you can see every episode I have is up there,
So is it good to do the number first? Is that what you do? So you do the number and then
I do it that way.
Name.
You don't have to because they auto number them.
Oh, okay.
So to be honest, again, if I had gone back, I wouldn't, because it's sometimes in some of the players, it removes then characters on the longer names of episodes.
Oh, right.
Because so the first 6 characters or 8 are wasted with spaces, a number sign, 3 numbers, so I actually wasted like 8 characters.
Well, then you could put it at the end, right? Or just keep titles really. Look at this, guys.
Put it in your description in this episode.
185,000 downloads, guys. This isn't streams; those are downloads.
Yeah,
that's a big number. That's a big number, guys. That's big. It's big time.
Big.
It's big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is just the one pod player too. You know what I mean? Like I have pod players. I have Spotify.
Yeah.
Apple. This is just.
Oh, okay. So this is just okay.
But that's where I host. So this is actually where I could interface and like I can direct people to here. Like from your Hey Ho Studio site, you could have a podcast and just have it import this website.
Okay. I see.
Will be
it populates
for you. Yeah. Because every time you do one, it's going to make it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. They're all just like. Again, I just think it's going to come down to which one you go with.
Yeah.
And And like that would be another change too. So if you went with Red Circle, then clearly if you use like a Red Circle template and then you're like, wait, I am going to go with Blueberry because I'm going to want to monetize. And you can have paid ones through Red Circle too. I just can't vouch for them. I don't know enough about them.
I'll probably do either Podbean or Blueberry, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like and then I'll probably just stick with it. I mean, I'll try to stick with it.
Just so you know, I have no problem with Podbean at all.
Yeah, well, obviously
if you don't need the press integration, this is something that for me, I'm trying to think if you would even need it in any way. And in which case, if you go with Podbean, obviously, clearly, I can help you. Major Leagues have been using it for 3 years.
Yeah, right.
You know, exactly. So I know all the little tricks and whistles and going live. And so I'm not moving. I'm doing another podcast with Zach Drives Fast where we're doing a parenting podcast.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I told you this.
Do you call it the PP podcast?
No, it's actually so, you know, my situation. And then so Zach's is the same. Both of us are single dads who parent 24/7, 365.
Oh, right.
There's no female involved in the parenting. It's not co-parenting. It's single fatherhood parenting.
# single dad life.
So we're going to do it as a co-parenting podcast because I have co-parented too. It's just that's not how it is anymore. But it's going to be 2 dads who parent their sons. Yeah, so
2 dads.
And then Tom Kelly from TNC Radio and I are starting a half-hour a week podcast called Everything is Bullshit. We're going to talk about one subject a week.
Nice.
And it's not gig related. It's going to be anything world related.
Oh,
anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it could be anything going on.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
Theories to whatever.
Well, see that stuff like that where you could do some fun stuff that isn't gig related, that you can leave work at home, you know.
Dude, this is what I've been learning from other podcasters. I know you're not just jumping into podcast life, but I mean, like, to be honest, man, like I was talking to podcasters who were talking about using Red Circle just to see if it takes. And those people who have 15, 20 successful podcasts, they've created 100, but they've got 15 or 20 that are monetized.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? They just keep spitting them out. I'm like, will this take? And then they're like, I don't even like doing it.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, for this, dude, like, I know that I could. But the thing is, for this, I know that I could do this because
I
can only talk for so long about certain things, and it gets to a point where, like, if I'm just babbling nonsense, I'm like, all right, I gotta at least know something about what I'm talking about and who I'm talking, you know, with the guests too. But
that's why I'm doing these other 2, though. I'm finally like kind of branching out a bit because I have enough podcasting experience and I know how to start them correctly and like. So I think the parenting one could be very big. The other one's just going to be so fun for me. That's just fun. Just a half hour talking with Tom Kelly. I do that anyway. We might as well be recording it.
Yeah, totally. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. It's a little bit different. Okay.
But I don't even know if you ever created a Red Circle.
I haven't yet. I'm probably not going to do Red Circle.
Okay. Then, I mean,
I'll probably do Blueberry.
You might want to go to Blueberries and see if like even your domain thing is available. If your podcast name, I'm sure it is, but
okay.
Because dude, maybe they let you start it for free.
Yeah, maybe I could do a free.
Again, the free
trial
thing with all the paid ones that are good, they're like Blueberry or Podbean.
Blueberry. It's like no E.
Yeah.
Or U.
BLU. Oh wait, maybe not.
BLU.
I'm trying to look at my head.
No U or no E.
And no E. Yeah. No, there's a U.
Dude, sorry. It's all good, Tony. Dude, that's what it does, man. You just get tired and all messed up. Okay. Here we go. Let's get this going here. Blueberry. Okay. Grow. So can you monetize right away with this?
I think it'll give you an option to opt in, but dude, like I wouldn't press it too far until you really have some episodes under your belt because, like I told you before, if anything, dude, you're just going to get these little like clingers of like pipes for like minuscule amounts of money and stuff.
You're right.
Yeah. Although, dude, come November, if you're willing, and actually you're probably willing to do this, come November and beyond for about 2 years, there is going to be major money being put in if you're willing to have randomized political ads. That means ads that you don't agree with too, because they will be randomized.
Ooh, wow, that's interesting.
I know.
Yeah, you know, it's so.
I got to tell you, the money looked sick though. I'm not
Did
going to do it on
it?
mine.
This
But,
next
dude, I gotta
post
tell you, the money
posted
looked
by Schmo Schmeiden. Okay.
Like,
All
to
right.
me, like, I don't think, here's the thing, I don't think it would matter with yours because I'm coming to listen to a podcast on movies with movie people. On mine,
Right.
we talk about some political stuff. So to me, even though I saw a big number, I decided no, because I can't have political ads running that are against everything I believe.
Well, see, that's the thing. There's certain things like I'm not gonna, you know, there's certain issues that I wouldn't want to be advertised in front of
Well, but
me.
you could just choose not mid-roll too, Tremaine, and then it's
Yeah.
only before and after. And
But
really, people
the
don't
thing
even
is though, I'm
associate it
never
with
like,
yours.
the thing is whenever I see an ad, like, you know, if there's an ad in front of YouTube, I mean, I have a YouTube Premium, but I don't see the
Yeah,
ads.
yeah.
But whenever I do see an ad, I'm never like, oh, screw this person. They have a Whole Foods ad, and I don't like, you know, I like Whole Foods,
No.
but you know, I don't think people really judge you too much from the middle.
I'm just saying.
I guess
people,
if it was like if I had to give a shout out, you know, like
Yeah.
that would, I think that's a bigger thing. You know what I mean?
There's an option in Podbean. So when I do my monetization in Podbean, there's an option that says, "Am I willing to do reads, or is it just insert ones?" And you get paid more money for the reads,
dude. I would do a reads. I will definitely do reads as long as they're within
you
know
might
my
actually
own realm.
do really well with that.
I would kill with reads. Honestly, I think I would crush it with reads.
Yeah, you just got to start getting some listening backing. And I mean, dude, I'll help you with the marketing, social media type part of it, but you'll also get, I mean, doing it correctly through a Podbean or a Blueberry like here, because I don't know if it says create an account and it has a free one, or if it says pricing or something.
Let's go right here. Plans, pricing, standard host. Oh yeah, there's free trial for all. Free trial for all. Is it sharing this tab? Okay, yeah. So it's standard hosting.
I'm guessing if that, I can't really see it, but if that standard hosting has unlimited storage of audio, I would just pay it and do it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, it says unlimited downloads and listen, or custom managed monetization, audience survey. This is this is Apple Premium for advanced hosting.
Well, wait, hit the see all features, because the programmatic will send it to Apple anyway.
400 megabytes a month. That doesn't sound like a lot. 125 megabytes a month.
400. Well, a podcast, you do whittle it down a lot more than in a video file.
Oh, right.
But wait a minute. What was that?
So, would this just be, so is this just audio podcast?
Wait a minute. Wait, that cannot be right.
And this is pro hosting, $100 a month, unlimited. $100 a month. That sounds a little extreme.
Wait, what?
So it doesn't do video at all?
No, you can't. You know, you might want to go over and check Podbeans, because Podbean has a video one too. I don't do the video.
Oh, you don't do the video?
No, because you'll do that on YouTube. Where are you really going to put that? On the other podcasting platforms, that doesn't exist.
Okay, so question. So if I do a podcast, and does it like on video, does it automatically take the audio from the video, or do I have to separate it out and then re-upload it?
Well, from StreamYard, you can just do download audio only.
Oh, okay. And
then just re-upload it.
There you go. Okay.
And if you start getting in, there's a tool called Auphonic too. So if you ever have this crazy sounding bad episode, you can send it through Auphonic. If you don't feel like doing the work, you just upload it. It cleans it up and redistributes it, and it really fixes everything. You buy credits through them. You can buy like $20 worth, and it'll last you for probably like 50 hours.
Oh, wow. Oh,
I mean, it just can come in handy sometimes. I don't think you need it, but
so let's look at Podbeans. Oh, see, this is more my okay, dude, it's 100 gigabytes monthly. versus 400. What was it? What was Blueberries? 125 megabytes. That's disgusting.
I
100
don't know.
gigabytes monthly.
That's why I felt like I was reading something wrong, man. Because
yeah, dude. Maybe they meant to say GBs.
So what I have right is the unlimited audio right there.
Okay.
I pay under $100 a year, or is that right? No, just over 108.
Unlimited plus this one.
No, I have the one down.
Unlimited audio. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Plus is you'll have video too. But see, the thing is the only place that you're sending video, because like if you're doing it on YouTube, first of all, it doesn't distribute to YouTube because YouTube doesn't work with RSS feeds.
Okay.
So YouTube can't even take podcasts by distribution. It can only do it by upload. So the only one that's actually getting your video podcast is Spotify. And one of the stats we went through at Podcast Movement was Spotify, like before the pandemic, Spotify was starting to kind of take off with podcasts. Now it's back to just really where are your rankings with Apple? The rest are all kind of podcatchers. And then the biggest one is now YouTube. It's make sure you're putting your podcast onto YouTube. And that's kind of newish, by the way.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know if you know, but like even in your tabs on your YouTube, it says podcasts.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's part of the reason why I'm doing it, because I'm like, well, look, if I can engage my audience more often and it has an actual podcast feature and it's separate on its own thing, it makes it easier for people. Because I'm looking at these other things, I'm like, this is almost going backwards. It's like trying to put it on some other random platform, and it's harder for me to.
So what I do is like, so if I go into my Podbean, I can record live in there, and then I can go, that was a great episode, I'm gonna make that a bonus and have it within 1 minute. It'll be in my Podbean server as a bonus episode, or I can do it the next day, or I can decide I just want to leave it live so that you can go to my lives and see. Maybe I didn't press it, but there's some older lives. I can also upload the ones that I want, which are ready to go. And really, I got into Marketplace, and it's all about setting up the distribution. So inside of there, you're going to be able to set up, send it to Amazon Music, send it to Apple's the biggest, send it to Spotify. And then there's one that just generically goes out to all podcatchers, the RSS feed. And if you ever find that on a certain that people use a podcast player like Castbox or something, and you find it's not going there, all you have to do is go and create an account at Castbox or any app, any podcatcher, if you want to be on it. And
what's a podcatcher? What is that?
It's just like free. It's the there's just hundreds of them, dude. It's like the player interface that you might choose to listen to podcasts. Oh, so the most popular being Apple Podcasts, Spotify, there's Google, there's
yeah, so definitely those are the top ones. And Amazon,
yeah,
so
but
Amazon,
but then there's
Apple.
Speechify, Podrover, Bullhorn, Repod, Pocket Cast, Podomatic, Deezer, Listen, TuneIn Radio, which is Amazon, Castaway, Castro, Podcast.
Nicolas Cage,
Good Pods, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Audacity, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Overcast, Playapod, Breaker. These are like the primary.
Castaway.
But all these get sent by your RSS feed when you just upload it. You don't have to do it.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
So all of these players will have it.
So the video function would really be mainly just for which sites? It would only
upload it to Spotify, and Spotify's kind of died off, and there are people.
But Joe Rogan's on Spotify video, right?
Yeah.
So
no, dude, you'll be on there. Your podcast will be on there.
Okay.
But I don't think you need it to be video.
Okay. All right.
Joe Rogan can afford to pay $29 a month.
Dude. he can afford $29 a month for everybody that wants to ever start a podcast, I think.
He could just buy Spotify.
You can buy Podbean, podbean.rogan.net.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, dude, if I were you, I would like.
Okay, so $9 a month. That's like
dude.
Are you kidding me? That's
Yeah.
great. That's
I mean,
awesome.
I would do it now though. I'd like get it started because then in this stream you're going to actually have how to get a podcast started.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. We'll get it started. I don't want people to see my email address though. Let me log in here real quick.
Well, you can take it off. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Okay. Is it off? Okay.
Hey,
all right. Cool. Yeah.
here.
No, this is fun. We're gonna do this. We're doing this live. We're doing it live. Thank you so much to Steve, Rideshare Rodeo.
It's because you know what I learned at the podcast convention too. I already knew it, but really got set into my brain is don't let ideas, and I'm trying to apply this to everything right now. Don't let good ideas even just dwindle or sit in your head at all. Stick and move on them.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean? You're absolutely right.
If you're ready to make a podcast, make it today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. Or else it never gets done.
Yeah.
Or people are always like, oh, one day I want to do this one, and I'm always thinking like, well, I need to do this right. I need to do it. I need to figure this out. I need to do this. I need to do that. Okay. And the thing is like, if this podcast gets rolling and if I want to do video on Spotify, I could always upgrade it, right?
You can always upgrade to the next one. I don't think you're going to have a real use for that because you have the tool YouTube. That was really created for podcasters when it was first starting on Spotify. Those plans that do the video too, those were really created for podcasters who were doing audio podcasts, who were told they needed to start doing video and uploading it to Spotify.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I'm talking about 2018, 19, early 2020, pre-pandemic. People were being told that audio podcast wasn't enough alone. You need to upload it to be where Spotify was going to be this huge new thing about doing video. And then it kind of died. And everybody's now, that's why they added the podcast tab just about a year ago on YouTube, because they started being like, you know what? Like, why aren't we the podcast masters of video?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean,
they really weren't going after podcasting though on YouTube. And all of a sudden they were like, wait a minute, Spotify's screwing this up. And if people are going to do video podcasts, they should be on here. We learned that oddly about half of podcasts are now listened to on YouTube. Whereas like in 2019, they were doing the stat 14% of podcasts were listened to on YouTube.
Wow.
So it's over 50 now.
We're
50.
Oh, was that 50? And it was 14 before?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just before the pandemic, 14% of people who listened to podcasts did so on YouTube. But again, a lot of people weren't putting them on YouTube either. Now everybody's starting to make that merge, but a lot of people haven't even started. Like I met with a lot of successful podcasters who are like, yeah, I'm trying to do this. And I think like, well, why don't you just do it? But they're very successful. So they're like putting a team together to do it right. Now it's like, you always forget how costly something can get. Like just being a successful podcaster who wants to merge over to YouTube is requiring a 2 or 3 person team for them.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, everything adds up so quickly, it all adds up like with everything. Like, look, like StreamYards and, is one thing. And
I know, but I'm like you, I was at Podcast Movement and I was like the anomaly because I'm like, they're like, are you editor? Are you the host? Are you the writer? Are you the? I'm like,
you're like, yes, yes.
That,
you're like, yes.
I do 100 things else too.
Yeah. You're like, yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You punks need a team? Come on.
You're right. Yeah, you idiots need writers. Like, what do you? Like, what do you think it is? Yeah. Okay,
so
sweet. So
another really pop thing that you should do that I'm actually working on too is in your logo, have it say Hey Ho Studios podcast or movie podcast.
Okay.
Like make your logo with it, even though it's not how you normally do it. Just so people on all the players see it too.
Okay.
Like the words are important. I'm supposed to make mine really big, so I'm trying to go for that. But
this is just because I connected my Gmail account to it, so I just had that populated. But I'll put the actual name in an official logo.
So now I'm trying to see what it even says.
So it says start your live stream now, podcast, create your podcast now, podcast followed. Obviously, we'll have to follow you with this account.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I mean that. So right away, honestly, while you're there, you should do that because if I go live, we could do a live together too through Podbean now.
Oh no way! Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, the Podbean interface, we've used it before. It's fine to go live.
Oh, this is
Like
great.
people can even listen in live without having the app, but if you have the app, you can call in with just the through the app.
Okay.
So like Truth's in here, she remembers Mr. Flex and I were doing some podcasts over on Podbean Live, and it was kind of cool, dude. It was just different. It was just stepping away from YouTube
Yeah.
and
Okay, let's
the
go to.
BS at YouTube.
Okay, let's go to the Rideshare Rodeo podcast. Here we go. So how do I? Then I follow you here.
Yeah, I can't see where.
There
it
you
says
go.
it,
I
but-
followed it. I followed it.
Okay.
Oh, it opened up a new tab, but I just followed it.
Yep. And so,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, and you can also start to get ideas too just by searching others' movies and other keywords that you like. See what other people are podcasting about. But
See, look, here we
so-
go. Boom. Boom.
Yep.
Rideshare Rodeo podcast followed. Boom.
So like
baby.
if you click are you in your dashboard? I was gonna say there's a place that like shows you where your RSS feed is and like all that. If you click Podbean, I think it'll take you to another page. You got to click a couple to get to dashboard.
You could be raising $2,000 a
Yeah,
month. Wow.
So this is where you'll go into the monetization, but I wouldn't do it right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want me to make any money right away.
Well, I mean, I just
Nah.
no, I don't want them looking
No,
at
we
you.
don't-
I did it right
yeah.
away.
I'm
dude.
just kidding.
I wish I hadn't, because it just got me some, like I said in the beginning, it just got me some
Some wacky.
hookers and pipe ads and stuff. I don't know. For
Well,
like
probably-
fractions of pennies, man.
Well, probably they do that just to. So we go to setup, or we go episodes.
Yeah, see the episode, see distribution.
Yeah.
So distribution is like is it all the way at the bottom, I believe?
Settings?
In there, no, the podcast player, it might have said, or
Oh, embeddable player.
okay, no. There's one that has your website.
Podcast website. Here. Elegant 1.0 by Podbean.
No,
Podbean.
that's an embedment thing. Here you go. So you can choose from these templates which one you want to use.
Okay.
Do you see like how like one of them was mine? You saw the kind of layout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can use your own pictures and stuff, but
Okay.
these are how
This-
they look.
This one's kind of cool. Waves demo.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then like if you saw down there, you can see that it links to all the other, see how it links to maybe Spotify and some others up there.
Yeah. Let's
So
see. What is it?
they're not even saying you need to listen through here. They're like, here's the links to, you can put all your links to Spotify and other things too.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
people can launch their player of choice.
I kind of like the grid view. Let's do this. The grid.
Yep.
Okay, then we go customize.
Yep.
Share this tab. The Hey Ho Studios is podcast.
So, oh wait, I didn't even see, what was the name you got? Oh, Hey Ho Studios podcast.
I haven't even but I haven't even done anything yet. I think that was whatever it just.
So, dude, before that's then the main thing. I feel like I need to try and log into mine here for just a second, because you want to make sure that you go and name it right now, because that's where, before you do the RSS feed, that's the main thing you need to accomplish tonight.
Okay.
Is you
Yeah,
need
because I
to-
definitely don't want it to be the Hey Ho Studios
Right.
is podcast.
Yeah, no, and you go to, I think it's in your dashboard. The dashboard.
Look at us, guys. If you guys are just tuning in, we are making a podcast. Woo! Thanks to
Nice.
expert podcaster, Mr. Podbean himself, Rideshare Rodeo.
So you need to go to distribution. So, but by the way, if you click social share on distribution, you'll see like you can add Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Tumblr, WordPress, whatever, all these different options of things you might want it to upload to.
Okay.
That's just another thing you can do as well.
Sorry, say that
Okay.
again. Say that again.
So like if you go to distribution,
Yeah.
I don't know where it went on you. When you had all those options. Oh yeah, you're in like the building it.
Yes. I try to put in a different photo, but
Yeah, you'll
it's
need
not.
to crop your. You see what you'll need to do is crop yourself.
Yeah. We got a great
It's
photo
asking
of.
it's asking for a really long image.
Yeah.
Like landscape.
Okay. Well, I can adjust that in a second. Can I move? I just need to drag that image down. The Heyo Studios podcast. Edit this. How do I edit the title?
Oh, if you go, if I mean, there's
Okay.
all kinds of places for little things, yeah, like those. But if you go to, and maybe it's underneath where that hey ho is up in the upper corner, but it should allow you to like go back to like the Podbean dashboard.
Okay.
Like right now, you're on your page editing it.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I'll go back to design. Oh. Okay, I'll just go back to this. Okay. So then I do what was it that I do?
I don't know if is this another. There you go. So see on there where it says social share or something under distribution.
Social share. Yeah.
No, distribution, the third one down. One more
Yeah.
right there. Click
Yeah. I'm
that
here.
and then social.
Okay.
So click that.
I did.
Yeah, so this is
might
where
be
you can just have it go automatically to YouTube. So when you do a podcast, it will actually populate it to YouTube.
Oh wow.
But it'll do it with just a voice little diagram instead of the video.
Oh, I see.
But you can do it you can do it on your own too. I can show you ways. But if you go down into settings in general, settings is at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's a slight delay for when I hit this thing. Oh, here.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. The Heyo Studios podcast. Here we go. The Heyo Studios movie
So
content.
now hit more options right there at the bottom.
Okay. Oh, okay. It says update options.
Yeah, so that's the name.
Okay.
But no, go to more options right there. That little drop down under your logo.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see.
That. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Heyo Studios.
Wait, no. Yeah, right there. See
Yeah,
right at the top, right there where it says podcast website.
Yeah.
What does that say?
It says Heyo Studios. One word.
.podbean.com.
Yeah. I kind of like
you
that.
want it to be?
Yeah.
That's fine because the podcast name at the top will catch in the podcatchers, not that. That's just how you'll be directing people. Will be go to heyhostudios.podbean.com if they want to go to your whole site. Otherwise, they can go to any pod player and get it. But if you put, I can't see, but if you put the word "the" in there, I might take that out too.
Oh, take out the.
Yeah, just have it be Hey Ho Studios movie podcast.
Movio. Hey ho Movio.
Yeah.
Okay, so then because the description, do I need to say repeat it again, or do I just say
that's kind of just where I would do 2 to 3 sentences on what people before even ever hitting play or whatever, what people should expect to hear from your podcast. And the name you should always leave the same, and the domain that you made, heyho at pod.podbean.com, leave that the same, but you can always change the description and it'll update twice a week. It updates all of the podcatchers.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
So if you want to go back in and play with that, you can make it whatever you want.
Okay.
Or if you change your mind or whatever, but 3 sentences is what they call perfect, or just under 200 characters, something around there.
globe. Navigating. All right, I can always change this.
So if you go a little down in the more options at the bottom,
Okay.
scroll down that page.
Okay. Podcast category.
Right. So you can have 3. Like I'm sure I don't even remember what they are. So
It's like it's so funny. It's always like music,
yeah.
news, entertainment news. It has music, but it doesn't have movies. What about film? Maybe film. Entertainment, comedy, business.
I'm just looking through it what they are too for you.
Yeah, music. It's got music.
Oh, at the very bottom is a bunch of TV film.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. TV and film interviews.
No, there's like just a bunch. There's TV. Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I should probably do the generic one, right? And then do. Okay, so I do TV and film, and then I go TV and film interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then maybe film reviews.
Film reviews, yeah.
For your third.
Yeah, film reviews. Okay.
I mean, people will be able to find you regardless, but it just helps a little with categorizing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I bet. Okay, so we got that.
So if you go to the bottom of the other options, you'll see where it says podcast type and it says episodic.
Yeah.
It's like
do I need
button.
to save changes or anything here? Or does it automatically save?
You should.
Okay. All right, so I go episodes.
Well, yeah, it should say episodic already. No, if you scroll to the bottom.
Oh yeah, it says episodic.
No. In the field.
Yeah. I'm there. I think there's a delay in the.
Oh, so there's the episodic. So that means that is exactly what we're talking about. That's where you don't have to number your podcasts.
Oh, okay.
It will number them for you as you upload them.
Okay.
So, like I that's where I didn't know about all that. So, but yeah, I mean, you're ready for like your 5-minute trailer.
Okay.
And then you record something. You record 5 minutes. You upload it as a new episode. And that's where, if you go in settings underneath general, you'll see feed. Do you see that one?
Or settings. Oh, I see. Okay. Feed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Content explicit.
So see the podcast feed URL.
Yeah.
It should say like https feed.podbean.com.
Oh yeah. Yes.
/Hey Studios feed XML.
XML. Yeah.
So that is what you would like give to anybody that wants to have your podcast. That's all you do. You give them that, and they have all of your episodes. They can pull them in to a podcatcher anywhere, but you'll be distributing it through here.
Okay.
I'm just showing you where it is, because if you were to go to a pod player and they didn't have you on there, you could just create an account and copy paste this and just say, yep, just submit mine.
Okay. Okay.
Usually it gets them all here. It gets all the big ones for sure.
Yeah. Okay, great.
But this is where you choose to, if you're going to be explicit or if you're going to be clean.
What do you put?
Dude, mine's clean.
Yours is clean. Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I know. Well, that's the thing.
I have some not clean episodes, man.
You're right. See? Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. I hope they're not listening. They're going to get banned.
Well, I mean, if they need to change me to explicit,
that's where I wonder. It's like, are they actually listening?
It kind of threw me off, because it's like explicit, true, clean, false.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was like when I click
Yeah.
clean,
No,
I'm like,
yeah.
what do you
No,
mean
yeah. You're
false?
like, mine's clean. And that's false. So that works. Because either it's truly explicit or it's falsely clean, you know? One of the two.
I mean, that's really a weird way to do that. I don't know.
That is a weird way. Like, what is that all about? Well, so I see that's the
But
thing
this
is
is
like
the stuff that's here's where it matters. This does matter on Apple Podcasts. Like Jason Thierry, the Gig Economy podcast, he swears a lot on his. He did his as clean, and for years it was. All of a sudden, it's Apple that caught him. The others don't even.
I was gonna
have this
say, I was
value.
gonna say, I doubt these other ones are even advanced or even care, but I
Right,
guarantee
Apple
you,
caught him,
Apple,
and they were like,
yeah.
and they changed it for him. They changed every episode he had, and they're like, dude, you're explicit. What are you talking about?
Wow. Well, that's that. Well,
Yeah.
see, okay, so here's my question. So, the thing is, I don't want to limit, especially working with some filmmakers or actors and actresses. I don't want to be like, hey, you can't cuss, or, you know, or if they do cuss by accident, then now all of a sudden I get flagged by Apple, right? But at the same time, I don't want it to be like, oh, this is this explicit podcast, right? Like,
no, dude, and that's why I
know?
was gonna say, like, mine's still clean even on Apple,
Yeah.
but like if it were ever to flip to explicit, I've already built it. I don't care. I just didn't want to claim it, but you know, because I'm not sitting there just swearing. But like you said, like if it happens, is it cool? Yeah. Especially when you're doing, you know, one take type stuff. But the other thing is,
I just want to. I just don't want to have to go back and edit it, right? Because if there's
you would never have to edit anything. They would just switch them all to explicit automatically.
Okay.
I've known of it done to other people too. I don't need to be honest. I don't even know why I care.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't, because if it showed up on Apple as explicit, I guess I was just thinking in the beginning, like I was trying to, and I still am. I try and be so professional that for whatever reason, there was just part of me thinking like that just didn't feel professional.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
To put explicit.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, oh, here we are, the explicit podcast talking about X-rated movies. You know, it's like, wait, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and no, I don't want to have that kind of.
And the other thing too is that you got to remember is that, look, you know, in the podcast world, that this is an unregulated space. You can talk about whatever you want. You can talk about COVID. You can talk about the pandemic.
Okay, all right. Well, let's not.
Yeah, I won't go beyond. But you know,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, dude. You can really get into anything because it's unregulated, and I don't mean it's not regulated. It's meant to be unregulated.
Okay.
So you're allowed to speak your mind, talk like without having to go, wait a minute, is this okay?
Right. Yeah, like you
I really like that, because when I do it's a different feeling when I do the audio podcast.
Yeah.
You know, because I
feel
don't have to
more
think about that kind of stuff. Like if it comes up, it comes up.
Because do you think about more of that stuff if you're on YouTube? Are you more conscious?
Well, it's more I'm trying to watch other people.
Oh, I see.
You know, so I'm like keeping even an eye on chat. Like, dude, I don't want to get my channel in trouble, because that's why everybody has a mod wrench. Because
your chat can't get you in trouble, but it can get them in trouble on their, you know.
I don't know. I just don't. I try and keep that vibe away from my channel, though.
Right. Well, but sometimes, like you said, you know, if I have Joe on there and he starts talking about X-rated movies, as he always seems to bring that up somehow, and all this explicit, where it's like, you know, it's like, gosh damn it. Like, you know, you could have like 3 hours of a clean episode and then have like 5 seconds of Joe, if you're listening. Sorry.
Dude, I've had some podcasts where I'm like, how did that not change my status on it?
Yeah. I know.
I've had some hard hitting ones, dude, that are bad. Like, really went off the rails.
So I guess I'll keep it clean, and then, you know, if it's like, I'll keep it clean / false. And
I mean, I forgot about that. That's probably what I'd claim if they even ever asked, which they wouldn't, because I'm a customer. They're not going to bother me.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, well, I was confused. I
was confused. It says clean / false, and it's false that it's clean. So, you know, what I don't see what your problem is.
You know, Apple has its own thing anyway. Like, your thing could be clean, and if it flags it not, it doesn't matter what you say.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be called explicit.
You could probably say
Anyway.
Hell's Bells, and it's like, oh, this is explicit materials.
See, and obviously the Driven Dad joined us late because he said use AI to edit. I was just actually talking about that, Tony, how, because I know he's looking at doing a podcast too. And at Podcast Movement, they told me don't, because the ums and the ahs are a big thing now. I mean, it actually shows you that it's a human.
Yeah,
and
don't
they
use
want
AI.
that. They don't want these AI podcasts.
You know what I saw, which blew my mind? There's an AI podcast editor, but it doesn't take out the ums and ahs, but it's more of a video editor. So if it's a multi-camera podcast, it'll automatically like cut to that person if they're talking, and then cut to them and make it look more like a professional streamlined show, rather than like when you're regular editing it, you have to play it back, and then even if you're multicam editing, you hit 1, you hit 2, and then you go back in and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I mean, dude, you can in here, you can record live too. Like if you hit that go to dashboard.
Okay.
It's hard for me to see here. I'm gonna make it full
dashboard.
Yeah, it's a dashboard, and then it's making you do this first. But in the upper corner, like in the upper right, once you get all this set up, there will be like, or it probably already is. You can click on that. And if you go to my account, it should have a live thing in there. It might not be set up yet.
Yeah, okay. And I put what?
Yeah. I mean, like when you go here, once you have things set up, you'll see that there's an option for where's your lives, or I just want to go live right now, right in here. And this is kind of weird because everybody can see what you title a live, and everybody in the podcast world or everybody on Podbean can come in. So if you do one called Politics, won't even matter that it's the Hey Ho brand, and you can do a live on Podbean about politics and just not upload it to your thing, but have a discussion where people will come in that you have no idea who they are.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. So anybody on Podbean will see that they often look like on YouTube. Who's live? And what are they talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ideally,
it's a way to build some following too. I'm just saying, people pop in. You're like, I actually do a lot of movie stuff, but today I'm talking about this. And you just don't make it a podcast. You don't make it an uploaded episode. You just have it be one of your lives.
I see.
It doesn't, it basically, it wouldn't affect your podcast if you did lives on other topics.
Right. Okay. So it won't make it a whole new
podcast and upload it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. If I just ever want to rant about nonsense, I get to.
Yeah. Or, Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or if Joe wanted to have some super X-rated off the hook.
Right.
You guys want some strippers on there and stuff, maybe that one's a live that you don't make public after. You just go live, have some fun.
Okay. All right. So the next step here, let's go back. So I set up my theme. I set up the title.
I mean, you'll be tweaking with the theme a bit.
Yeah,
anyway.
the theme, I'm going to make it.
Skew things and pictures. What you need to do now, because you have that RSS feed, is make a 5-minute audio clip.
Okay.
Or less. I mean, you could do 2 minutes, just be like, hey, this is Hey Ho Studios, and you should be checking. I mean, make it like make it 2 minutes. Make a 2-minute ad for your podcast.
Okay.
And then make it an episode and upload it and let it hit the RSS feed and start populating all the pod players.
So is that going to make it episode 1 then?
Yeah, I think that you could do that as like a bonus. When you get to the actual publishing, just make it a bonus. Okay. Or it might even say intro video.
Okay.
Something. But yeah, I mean, you might not want it to be like an episode number. There's always the bonus. If ever in doubt, use bonus.
Okay.
There's always, when you're publishing, there's always episode or bonus episode.
Perfect.
That's always up there. So if ever in doubt, use bonus. But I think there's a way to say it's the intro one. But you just basically, you need to just kind of, I'd almost script that one and then make it in your voice, man. Make it with energy and like how you do some of the shorts and stuff, so that
Okay.
people hear Tremaine in that 2 minutes.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to
Yeah.
the Hey Ho Studios. Yeah. I'll try not to be at like an 11, but yeah, high energy,
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna, maybe even future project. Like, I'm gonna be taking you down many roads with movies, talking to a lot of people in the industry, going down rabbit holes that most people wouldn't dare. Things like,
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, they wouldn't dare, but I will, because do you know who I am? I'm Tremaine Hey Ho, and welcome to the Hey Ho Studios podcast.
Right. That's my point. The crazier you go,
Right.
and it's
yeah,
dude. So
this is gonna be fun, man. No, this is
kind
gonna
of
be
go
fun.
nuts because nobody's watching you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You can.
And I've got the face for radio.
I've taken mine in 2 hands before and really gotten deep on this thing.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness me.
A lot different when you don't have people like watching.
Right, I know. And if they are watching, they get extra entertainment, right? Truth Warrior, CBD infused Colombian coffee. What the heck? That's like a vodka Red Bull, essentially. It's like you're canceling each other out. It sounds dangerous. It's like, let's get high and sleepy, then let's also get wired and
it's like
caffeinated.
A speedball. It's like a hippie speedball.
Yeah, the hippie speedball over here. The hippie speedball warrior is in the building. What is that? Sorry, Truth.
Sorry, the hippie organic speedball warrior.
Yeah, welcome to the hippie speedball podcast. We did.
See, oddly, that podcast. I know it sounds weird, guys, but
Dude, that would get like. Oh yeah, see, look, right away. The only thing Joe says, like, what did I tell you, Steve? The only thing this guy talks about, like, dude, for 2 seconds, can your mind be outside of the gutter, Joe? Please, jeez. Tiger poop coffee. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I drink that. It's hopefully it would be filtered, but we got the tiger.
But you're there. You'll do that. You'll do that
here.
short little intro one, and then anytime you want to go, dude, you just record. And if you want, like I said, like I'll even do fuck, dude, we could probably even do a like collab. Or I saw that you added me. Probably could go live on here on Podbean right now.
Really? Okay. How do we?
Because I can see now, if I follow you back, I can see when you go live, and then I can come in through the Podbean app.
Oh, cool.
But
so
you and I don't know if until you do that step of recording that one intro.
Yeah, I'll record that intro.
Features of a live or a. I mean, I can try. I can see if I go live.
Yeah.
If you can join it, just so you can see the interface, because it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it hates when you're hooked up to other things, so it's definitely going to hate that we're hooked up to YouTube. And
oh, it does. Okay, because that would be my next question. Because I guess I would have to record it on YouTube first and then upload it via.
Unless
Podbean.
you want to do some, like, dude, I do some lives. Like not a ton. I mean, here's my like past of it. The last 2021. I haven't done one in a while, but like Flex and I were doing some. So if I do a new live show, this is where you can get weird, and just the live room title. This should not be this. It should be whatever you and I were going to talk about. So if let me see, stuff and things. And now, so I say
hippie speedball podcast, hippie speedball tiger poop coffee podcast.
So I just went live. You see that I'm live right now?
Hello and welcome. Where do I need to go for that? Do I just go back
go back to the Podbean thing, and then if you just find my avatar, or
okay,
like in your people you follow or whatever.
Yes.
Oh wait, I didn't hit start. There, no, I hit start.
Oh, that makes okay.
Wait. So it's live now.
Okay.
And it's actually working with my mic too. It's not hating.
Oh, great. Oh, awesome.
So yeah, I'm actually live on both right now. Okay. But
How do
by the
I?
way, the audio on here sounds great. You won't see people, but here, why are you not on my?
I'm hitting refresh.
What's your email I should send this to? Any invite?
heyhostudios@gmail.com. Now the whole world knows my
The whole world can't figure that out.
email. Oh gosh. Okay, we have a special guest here. I will be right back. Steve, take her away.
Did you get the email? You just left. What did you do? Tremaine, I'm not sure what you did. You went to get Joe. What? Here, I'll invite him as a. Oh, it's already sent. I don't know why he's. Tremaine, you should be in here. What the hell, dude? Why does StreamYard have a join the chat button? Normally I can't do that. Make sure. Oh, no. I didn't know I could do that. Dude, where'd Tremaine go, dude? Tremaine, I'm giving you seconds to it's new, you can. Yeah, you can do that, Truth. You can eat mushrooms and have it be it because it's not regulated. You can do whatever you want. You could lose your mind on the audio side. And oddly, you'd think there'd be a ton, especially without video. There's not a lot of trolls. People either just pop in and go not interested, or else like if I leave this going for a while, you'll see the online number like kind of bounce back and forth on Podbean. But then wait, Tony, are you being serious with me or something? I know you got COVID and your head's probably not thinking straight, but seriously, he said he had to let a special. Oh, you mean like literally at the.
We got a
okay,
little
I see
special guest here.
Is he,
wow, thank you. Or we'll talk about that here. Have a seat.
Is it the porn man?
You got a guest. Put the headphones on.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, what's up, porn man?
So got a green screen. I'm good to go. There we go, Steve. Steve, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, dude?
And then Truth Warrior in the house, Driven Dad out there. I thought I saw Rideshare Lisa earlier. That's cool. And you can hear me all right? Audio's good?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
I was trying to get Tremaine to click his email and see if he got an email from me that I invited him to this live podcast room. So
you just went live.
Work,
yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's Tremaine's got his extra chair here, so I'm taking the side seat here. He said he sent you an email.
No, you stay.
Okay. All right, we'll get you on the speakers here, so we don't have to We can get the headphones going. Welcome back. We got special guest Enoch Arden. Hello, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Enoch Arden Fairmall.
So if you got that email,
I got my jug.
you
Yes.
should see that I invited you. I think I even invited you to co-host. But
Okay, let me see.
yeah, I killed the volume on that tab.
I don't need these anymore. Okay. Are you getting any reverb or anything? Are you good? Oh, nice.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but see, it's echoing because I think that.
Oh, it's echoing
You have
for
the
you.
second tab open.
Steve is echoing.
Oh, I have the tab open. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it better now?
It's for some reason it's only on my end. Like I'm hearing myself echo.
Oh, so do I join on my mobile phone? It says.
Joe comes and brings the echo. You can do that, but aren't you already like typing? Tremaine, do you see this?
Oh yeah, I see it.
I just saw you in listeners. Now you're gone.
Oh, I need to be. I'm here.
You are?
Yeah. I have to download an app to chat. So do I download it on my phone?
Well, you should be able to do it in the. Well, maybe again because yours isn't set up. I don't know.
Okay.
Is it still echoing?
But here I can kind of let me just share my screen so I can show you what I'm looking at, and that way I can just kind of tell you. So Tremaine, you see that?
Yeah. You say I am in here.
Right, but also I put a screen up
You put a screen up
to add to.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Nice.
So see there, I can have like 8 people join in, even people that just come into the chat portion. I can like put out that link and say, hey, you should join in if they're like saying good things. And right through the app, they can join into a live chat.
Okay. Well,
And then when I hit end on this, it will be in my lives, but not in my podcasts. So if I want to make it a podcast, I can, but I don't need to.
Steve, I think we're still getting an echo on your side.
Hold on. Yeah, it's okay. We're fixing it. Don't worry about it.
You can use the headphones. I can read sign language.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. Okay, we're back. Should be done with the echo. Okay, that's better.
But I mean, you can see it. It's just, this is pretty simple. This is the live studio. You know, anybody right now, like if I made it a better title, if I had made it a title, not Stuff and Things, it wouldn't just attract people who listen to my podcast. It would attract anybody that listens to the title. So if it was like bestiality.
Okay, all right, Steve. Gosh damn it. We were just talking. How to sabotage a podcast 101.
I don't always bring.
Hey, this is He's like, I don't always do, but when I do, I talk about.
Right, but it just sabotaged mine.
Though. You know.
So it's okay.
Yeah, but it's during mine is the thing. It was during mine. Gosh damn it. All right, it's okay.
So now I just hit end, so it's recorded in my thing, but I'm going to delete
cameras?
it.
Shut up. Sorry. What were we saying, Steve?
No, so the live was recorded in my lives, but I just deleted it. I also could have said make it a podcast.
Oh, okay. The new Stuff and Things podcast. Okay.
I mean, sometimes that's just a good tool just to go in and talk, though. Like you could put a movie title.
Yeah.
I mean, because look, everybody goes to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean
anybody on the app can talk about a movie. So if you just went live and said, I'm going to be talking about Barbie.
Joe's getting a bit of a reputation here. Your reputation's preceding you, Joe.
Porncast podcast.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh,
But
okay.
that's really it, dude. You're at the 30. You're at the ad marker.
Okay.
You got to make the ad, and
So
that'll ignite your RSS feed. It'll populate it to all the players.
Making a
Then you got to make some episodes, man.
Awesome. Heck yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Tony doesn't go to the movies unless it's a Hey Ho movie or a Sound of Freedom. Great films. Great films. Well, that's the thing is like
okay, exactly.
The bonus
exactly
episodes could be
point.
the bonus episodes could be me like ranting about a movie that I just watched, right? So it doesn't even necessarily have to be.
Tony just pointed out something really exactly what we've been talking about. It's unregulated, so you could put Sound of Freedom discussion. Where if you did that on YouTube, your channel's gonna be shut down.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't try it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. It doesn't flow with them.
Right. I wonder why.
You know, and yet all you want to do is have a discussion about it. So you could go do that on Podbean Live. And you would get people who are only interested in that title, though. It wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, I like the Hey Ho podcast. They would just see the title. Let's discuss this movie.
Truth. Talking about a 180. Sound of Freedom was a great movie. First one I paid to see since 50 Shades of Grey.
That's 50 Shades.
Oh my goodness me!
Those are the two movies you paid for. That's got to be like a 10-year span too.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was a long time ago.
I'm by the way, I'm making up the other half of this conversation. I can only hear Tremaine, so it's like
he's lip syncing and interpreting.
What I'm hearing is like just a bunch of racial slurs.
Oh god. Jeez.
You seem to be agreeing.
Joe, he's like, Joe woke up with that one. She's like, Joe woke up with it.
But yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it now. Now you got to just make some.
Okay, so last question. So because there's that tab on Hey Ho, or like on YouTube now, the podcast tab, do I need to start a whole new channel for the podcast, or can I keep it on Hey Ho Studios?
You might need to make a playlist on the podcast channel, and then just every time you upload, you can direct it to upload to that playlist.
Okay. All right, cool. Sweet. So then, so I won't have to start a whole new channel.
Yeah, when you provide the YouTube link, just don't put the generic your channel like most people do.
Oh, right.
Go in and select the actual playlist on your channel and copy paste that as the destination for where you want your YouTube podcast to go when you upload on Podbean.
Okay, sorry, repeat that
again. And then it'll
again.
populate it to there.
Okay, so it'll go to the playlist.
Yeah, right. if you like copy paste the actual link to the playlist instead of just your channel, it'll populate it to there.
Okay, cool.
Which will still show on your channel too.
Awesome. Well, I just would like to say thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much for showing us how. So check out the Hey Ho Studios podcast coming up. Special thanks to super expert guide Steve, aka Rideshare Rodeo. Where can we find you, Steve? If everyone's asking.
Coming soon. The Everything is Bullshit podcast. It's gonna be awesome, you guys.
Okay. All right. Coming soon.
And if you're a single parent, you can find us on a single parenting podcast, but it doesn't have a name yet. Or if you like gig economy, you can find Rideshare Rodeo everywhere in the world.
Rideshare Rodeo. Okay, guys. Rideshare Rodeo. The link is in the description below. Thank you, guys. Nice hanging out, Tony. Nice hanging out, Truthy. Rideshare Lisa. Tommy, I know you're there somewhere. Peace out, guys. Everyone in the Facebook world. See you guys. Thank you, and good night. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you.